Dear student, welcome to the class. So in this class, we are going to solve one of the important problems on design of helical springs. So in the many previous problems, we have solved when a helical spring is subjected to static loading. But the same spring, it may also subjected to fatigue loading. It means the load which can varies from a minimum to maximum load. So in that case, how to solve the helical spring problems? So on the screen you can have the one question. So here let us read the question. A helical compression spring is made of oil tempered carbon steel, is subjected to a load which varies from 400 Newton to 1000 Newton. This is the load where it is getting the varies from 400 to 500,000 Newton. The spring index is given as 6, where spring index we will be taken as C is the spring index, that value is given as C, and the load we will write the load also. So we will say load W for minimum load is 400 Newton, whereas the maximum load we will say W max, that is given as 1000 Newton. Next, the design factor of safety is 1.2, means FOS is taken as 1.25. If the yield stress in shear, means it is a shear is the tau and yield stress will denote as tau y, it is given as 770 megapascal. Okay, so we will convert in Newton millimeter square, where 1 megapascal is equal to Newton per millimeter square, right? And endurance stress in shear, that is again tau shear stress in endurance, that will be known as sigma tau E, that value is given as 350 megapascal, again Newton per millimeter square. So now you need to find the first one, size of this spring wire. Okay, so the size of this spring wire in taken as small d is the diameter, where the size will be in terms of diameter, that you need to calculate. Second, diameter of the spring. Okay, so this is the diameter of the spring wire, it will be denoted with small d, and diameter of the spring, it means it is the coil diameter, let us say capital D is the diameter of the coil. And third one, you need to calculate the number of turns of the spring, that is N is the number of turns and N dash is the active number of total coils, N dash you need to calculate. Free length of the wire, so length of the free when the load is removed, that we call as free length of the spring. Okay, and next, the compression of the spring at the maximum load is 30 millimeter. So this is the compression of the spring at the maximum. So when the maximum load is applied, so the maximum deflection it obtained at 30 millimeter. It means this is an delta deflection. It is given as 30 millimeter. And also the modulus of rigidity for the spring material is given as 80. Modulus of rigidity taken as G, it is 84 into 80 into 10 power of 3, kilo is 10 power of 3 Newton per millimeter square. So now all the values are in the standard format. Okay, so here first you need to calculate the diameter of the spring wire. If you calculate the diameter of the spring wire, so that you can calculate the diameter of the coil and also number of active turns, length of the free spring. Okay, free length you can calculate. Okay, so first they have given C, that is the spring index, where the spring index C is equal to, it is the ratio of diameter of the spring by the diameter of the wire. So where D is equal to, it is 6 into D, where C is given as 6. So 6 into D you will obtain, right? Again, here two loads are given. One is maximum, another is the minimum. So in this case, when the two loads are varies from minimum to maximum, so you need to go with the Soderberg equation. Okay, so according to the Soderberg straight line equation, we have the equation for the Soderberg where it is 1 by factor of safety is equal to, it is tau m minus tau v by tau y plus 2 tau v by tau e. So the terms are where Fs is the factor of safety, it is given in the question, and tau m, it indicates it is the mean shear stress. Where tau v, it indicates it is the variable or average shear stress. Variable shear stress, where tau y, that is the yield shear stress, and tau v again the variable shear stress, and tau e, it represents endurance shear stress. So all the values are to be calculated now. So here tau m and tau v both are the unknown. So let me calculate tau m and tau v. So tau m is the maximum, sorry, it is the minimum, so it is the mean shear stress. Tau m is the mean shear stress. So to calculate the mean shear stress, so there will be an shear stress equation. Tau m is equal to K suffix S into 8W mean into D divided by pi d power of 3. So this is the equation, the general equation for the shear stress. Okay, like it is tau is equal to K into 8W d by pi d cube, as you have calculated the maximum shear stress in the derivation. So same equation is modified according to the Soderberg line. So now here you need to calculate what is the mean load. So mean load can be calculated. W mean is equal to W max plus W minimum by 2. It means 1000 plus 400, it is 1400 by 2, so you will get 700 Newton. Similarly, you can calculate the load variable, that is WV also we will calculate. So WV can be calculated by maximum minus minimum by 2. So 1000 minus 400 by 2, you will get 600 by 2. So finally you will obtain 300 Newton. So when you are calculating the mean stress, okay, when you are calculating the mean stress, you should take the shear stress factor as K suffix S. But when you calculating the variable shear stress, that is tau V, so you should take the wall shear stress factor. That you should remember very clearly. Okay, so when you are taking the mean shear stress, you should take Ks value as 1 plus 1 by 2C into 8, W mean value is 700 into D value which you already calculated as 6 into D divided by pi D cube. Is it? Okay, now this D and D1 cancel, so remaining will be D square will be here. So now you substitute the value of C in the equation. So you will have 1 plus 1 by 2 C value is given as 6 into 8 into 700, 6 by pi D square. So you will get this equation, that is for the tau mean shear stress. Okay, so now we'll calculate the value because where D is another a constant value there. So from this tau mean we obtain 11582 by D square Newton per millimeter square. Okay, so let us keep as equation number 1. Again we'll calculate the variable shear stress, that is tau V. So the equation it will be same, instead of K suffix S you should use the wall shear stress factor. That equation where K is equal to 4C minus 1 by 4C minus 4 plus 0.615 by C. This is a wall shear stress factor when you are calculating the variable stress. Again 8, this Wm will be now Wv because we are calculating the variable shear stress. So Wv is 300 into D. D is, again you can write as 6D from the spring index. Now pi D cube. Again this D will get cancelled. So remaining will be D square. So now if you substitute the C value, that is 6 in this equation, finally you will obtain for the variable shear stress that I got 5740 by D square. So I will write again, where shear variable stress is 5740 by D square. Unit will be Newton per millimeter square. So two equation you obtain. Okay, 1 and 2. So now after calculating the mean and variable shear stress, you can directly substitute in the Soderberg equation, this equation. Okay, so in this equation where 1 by factor of safety, the factor of safety is already given in the question, that is 1.25, right? So 1.25, mean stress value 11582 by D square minus sigma V as 5740 by D square. Now take this in one bracket, whole divided by tau y. Tau y is the yield shear stress, that is 770. Okay, so after that again we will go for plus 2 into the variable shear stress 5740 by D square by tau E. Tau E is the yield shear stress, that value is given as 350. So now in this entire equation where D is the unknown, now you can take separately where you will get the D square. If you take 1 by D square, it will comes outside, then after that only numerical will be there. Again here also 1 by D square you can take entire outside. So from this entire equation you need to calculate the D values, where D is the unknown values. So from this after calculating all this, So I got D value as first, you will get the D square, that will be around 50.5. Again, if you take as D, then you will get around 7.1 millimeter. So this is the diameter of the spring wire. Similarly, you have to calculate the diameter of the spring coil, that is D is equal to 6D, we have already made. So 6 into 7.1. So 6 into 7.1, you will get around 42.6 millimeter. Okay, that is the mean diameter of the coil diameter, you can say. Similarly, we have to calculate this is also we calculated. Now the number of active turns. First we will calculate the number of turns. Okay, so number of turns can be calculated by taking the deflection equation. Okay, by taking the deflection equation, you will get the number where delta is equal to. So delta is equal to what? It is the AW d cube n by GD power of 4. Using this equation, you can calculate the number of coils, number of turns you can calculate. So where n is equal to delta value is given as 30 in the question, and G value is also given as 80 into 10 power of 3 into D power of 4. Value of D is 7.1 power of 4 by 8W. Okay, where W it is the load. Now we have to take the W load is a maximum load. You can take as 1000 into D cube. D value is also we have calculated 42.6 power of 3, then the n you have already taken. So from this equation you will get the number of turns. So number of turns we will get around 10 from this equation. So to calculate the number of total active turns, so that you have to assume the ground level of the spring. Okay, let us assume this is a square ended ground. So from the equation it will be n plus 2 for that. So 10 plus 2, we have assumed this is a equation for that. So 10 plus 2 you will get around 12, number of active turns are 12. Okay, so you can refer the table for this. Based upon your assumption, you can choose the right. So after that, you need to calculate the free length of the spring. So the free length of the spring equation, it will be L suffix F is equal to n total number of n dash into D plus delta plus n minus 1 into 1 mm. Okay, so using this equation you can calculate the free length of the spring wire. Okay, so hope this problem it will be helpful for you. So thank you everyone for watching this video.